Taking a live look outside right now, the heat wave we are in right now just isn't helping with fire danger or firefighting efforts for that matter. Let's bring in 9 News Weather Impact Team meteorologist Corey Reppenhagen with the very latest. Corey, we know how hot it was outside there today, and that is supposed to be sticking around with us.
Yeah, this heat wave could last all the way into next weekend. Shalima, it was as hot as a fire ant in a bag of Takis out there today. Look at these current temperatures right now. We're in the 90s here on the Front Range, 99 in Fort Collins, 104 out in Grand Junction, 102 in Rangeley, and 101 out in Rifle right now. So the heat sweeping across the state of Colorado, and it's going to stay that way. Let's take a look at those 2 new fires that are burning in Routt County. You can see here's Steamboat Springs. Here is Catamount Lake and Wolf Creek, that's Rabbit Ears Pass. We got 1 fire out there and another fire down here near Stagecoach Reservoir near Oak Creek. The winds right now, the stronger winds are coming from the east to the west over the mountains, but subsiding just a little bit, but it's pushing these fires just slightly to the west and to the northwest right now, and those are both active at the moment. Here in the Denver metro area, hot day once again. It's 96 currently at the 9 News studios in downtown Denver, 93 out at Denver International Airport, and the heat will continue tomorrow with even a slightly tick up in the potential for heat. 98 in Denver, 100 in the area, maybe 100s up here on the Front Range once again for the 3rd consecutive day. But the heat has just a little bit more potential tomorrow, so we have a weather impact alert for all day tomorrow because of that possibility for extreme temperatures, and the heat wave will continue straight through the entire week. More on the forecast coming up in just a few minutes. Shalima?
Much for that, Corey. Well, down in Custer and Pueblo counties, the Aspen Acres Fire has just surpassed 98,000 acres in size. Containment has stayed at 35%. Right now, there are over 1,900 people working to keep the fire from spreading near more towns. Now, as the winds and temperatures pick up again this afternoon, the fire activity is also expected to increase on the west side of the fire.
And we needed to be able to be confident that we had a containment line all around the community. And we're really close, and we expect to have that containment line around the community completed by the end of Sunday night.
Well, for many people who call the town of Beulah home, the past 10+ days have been some of the longest that they've had to endure. Starting tomorrow, though, some will be allowed to return to the community as part of a phased reentry plan. 9 News reporter Janelle Finch spoke to a woman who is preparing to go back this week. Janelle.
Right about now, Sumi Vandasa would be leaving the Beulah Inn after attending its weekly live music concert. Instead, she's sitting at her pottery wheel she gifted her grandkids while staying with her daughter in Denver. When the growing Aspen Acres Fire forced evacuations in the town of Beulah,
we grabbed like 3 days worth of clothes.
Residents like Sumi Vandasso.
Well, I mean, the truth is, for me, it's been anxious.
Didn't expect she'd still be staying at her daughter's home in Denver. She's been evacuated since June 29th.
Yeah, my daughter gave me some clothes and we went to Costco and bought a few things. So yeah, you're okay. We're okay now.
She's called Beulah home for the last 4.5 years. Vandasso says she found a commercial space in the center of town to live and open a pottery gallery.
It's worked out beautifully.
Her house and art are safe from the fire, but she knows not everyone was spared.
It's devastating. It's gut-wrenching. I mean, these are friends of mine who are homeless, and I don't know what they're going to do.
Vandasso says she's not sure if she's ready to see the destruction in real life.
What it's all going to look like and what we're going to go back to. You know, that's been the struggle.
She says she and her husband are planning to head home later in the week after re-entry congestion dies down.
Since we're comfortably situated where we are, we'll just kind of let everybody else get in first.
Since she's been away, she's seen how people who care have rallied around her and her neighbors.
Ask how are you and what can I do to help?
Vandasso says when she gets back, she knows her tight-knit community will show up to take care of their town.
People will, hold each other up and help each other as much as they can, in any way they can.
Pueblo County says anyone going back to Beulah will need a re-entry pass. These are available at the Pueblo Academy of Arts between 9 a.m. and 6 p.m. The Department of Public Health and Environment says people returning home should review evacuation plans and be prepared to leave again quickly if needed. Janelle Finch, 9 News.
All right, thanks so much for that, Janelle. We appreciate it. Well, the Southern Colorado Wildfire Relief Fund has been set up to help the hundreds of people who lost homes and others who've been impacted by the Aspen Acres Fire. 9 News viewers have raised $130,000 so far. Now, monthly donors to Next's Word of Thanks Fund will chip in another $40,000. If you'd like to be part of this massive support effort for our neighbors in Southern Colorado, scan the QR code that is on your screen right now and text the word thanks to 303-871-1491. United Way of Southern Colorado set up this fund to help Coloradans in the short term and in the long-term recovery. And they're not taking out any fees or overhead. Well, Denver police have arrested 30-year-old Edgardo Jimenez Alvarad in connection to a homicide yesterday afternoon. It happened near Spear and Larimer last night at 6:30. Police say they responded to reports of an assault. The probable cause affidavit reveals a witness saw Jimenez Alvarad stomp on the victim while he was on the ground before throwing a rock onto his head. Now, the victim was taken to the hospital where he later died. Right now, we don't have any information about who he was or if they knew each other. Well, to news out of Aurora, where City Council will hold the final vote on 2 measures. The first would create a tax increase oversight body. The committee would oversee the use of tax funds for infrastructure projects. Now, this comes after Council approved putting a tax increase on the ballot for voters this November.
This is an attempt, after almost 2 years of public engagement.
The headline, I don't want to steal my own thunder, but Aurora voters are ready to invest.
Council members will also vote on a rule to change the order and procedure of meetings. The proposed changes would place a higher penalty on people who speak over their designated 3 minutes in public comment. And it would also set specific time periods for students under the age of 18 to talk. Denver City Council also has a meeting tomorrow where 2 measures will be introduced asking voters to overhaul parts of the city budget process. One of those proposals would allow the city to use either a 1-year or 2-year budget cycle depending on the economic outlook and the city's needs. The second proposal would implement new requirements for public engagement. Now, both of those, if passed, would go on the November ballot for voters to decide on. On Tuesday, Longmont City Council will decide whether to go forward with the proposed deal to buy the YMCA there. The city released a statement in February about being approached by the YMCA about buying the building after it closed down. YMCA of Northern Colorado CFO Mark Levinson and COO Jamie Holstein say the closure was prompted by years of financial challenges and a loss in federal funding.
90% of those are supported through insurance and third-party pay. There just aren't enough full-pay members to generate enough revenue.
Now, city officials say they want to develop the YMCA property into a second recreation center, but it could take a year or longer for that vision to become a reality.